The frames are empty on purpose. They are not a failure of security or a curatorial oversight. They hang there because Isabella Stewart Gardner said the museum should remain as she left it for the education and enjoyment of the public forever. The arrangement would not be changed. Boston, March 18, 1990. Two men dressed as police officers ring the museum's side door just after 1 in the morning. Police, we're responding to a disturbance. A guard breaks protocol, lets them in, and steps away from the desk. Minutes later, the guards are handcuffed in the basement. 81 minutes after entry, the thieves are gone, taking 13 works with them in what remains the largest single property theft in the world. Here's what we'll do tonight. First meet Isabella and the museum she built. Then follow the theft room by room. Finally trace the investigation, the reward, and why the empty frames still matter. Isabella first. She was born in New York in 1840, married into Boston's Back Bay in 1860, and traveled the world after the death of her only child. Study advisors and decades of acquisitions followed. Construction began in 1899. The museum opened in 1903 under the name Fenway Court. She died in 1924, leaving instructions that the displays not be permanently altered and that the place remain open to the public forever. Now the heist. The thieves move like readers through a table of contents the museum never wrote for them. Motion sensors log their path. They head for the Dutch room. From the walls they cut Rembrandt's Christ in the Storm on the Sea of Galilee and A Lady and Gentleman in Black. They remove Vermeer's The Concert and Govert Flink's Landscape with an obelisk. They lift an ancient Chinese bronze gu beaker from a table. They take a small Rembrandt self-portrait etching from a chest. They do not stop there. In the short gallery, 5 Degas drawings and a bronze Napoleonic eagle finial vanish. In the blue room, Manet's Chez Tortoni disappears. They make 2 trips to the car and leave at 2:45 a.m. The tide guards aren't found until 8:15. A few facts to hold in your hand. Rembrandt's Storm on the Sea of Galilee is his only painted seascape gone. Vermeer's The Concert, a mid-career masterpiece, gone. The museum counts the loss in art history, and the FBI counts it in money more than $500 million in value for all 13, the largest property crime of its kind. What happened next has filled books, tips, lines, and a Netflix queue. But on the record, here is what's verified. The case is unsolved. In 2013, the FBI said publicly that the theft was carried out by members of a criminal organization based in New England and the Mid-Atlantic, and that the art traveled to Connecticut and the Philadelphia area in the years after the break-in. The museum today offers a $10 million reward for information leading directly to the safe return of the stolen works, with a separate reward for the Napoleonic finial. And the frames, they are not morbid souvenirs. They are placeholders and a promise. They remain on the walls of the Dutch room, by design symbols of a wound and a wish, because Isabelle La's will forbids resetting the galleries even after a catastrophe. To understand the museum, you need to see it as Isabella saw it. She built not just a collection, but a composition, rooms as sentences, thresholds as commas, courtyards as breath. That is why the museum resists filling gaps. An addition would change the music. Keeping the frames empty preserves the key of the room. So where does the story go from here into the particulars? One path follows the objects, what makes that Rembrandt singular, why Vermeer's Concert may be the most valuable stolen object on earth, what the Degas drawings meant to the rhythm of the short gallery. Another path follows the investigation, the 81 minutes, the route recorded by motion sensors, the guard decisions, the known timelines after 1990. A third path follows the law and legacy, what a founder's will can demand, how a museum honors that demand and still operates in the present. 3 takeaways tonight. 1. A museum can be a single artwork. Gardner's will treats the whole as a composition. That is why the frames remain. 2 heists are logistics, not magic. Disguises, protocol failures, multiple trips to the car, and motion logs the story is specific. 3 rewards keep the case alive. $10 million on the table is not theatre. It is leverage for return. If you stood in the Dutch room tonight under the empty Vermeer frame, what would you feel first: loss, or a thread back to a woman who refused to rearrange the room? In our next episode, we'll choose one object and read it like a crime scene. And a poem, Vermeer's The Concert, what we know, what we can prove, and why its silence is so loud.